Well, it's day 3 of the first week here at the LCS in 2017. I'm joined right now by Stixxay, who put his whole team on his back and carried them to victory, I think is a safe way to put it. No, I mean, the match that you just played, it felt like you guys were behind so frequently. What brought it through?
Let me think. Game 1. All right, so game 1, I think we got a really far lead, just like we did yesterday, game 2 versus Liquid, and then we weren't able to close it out. So I think right now we're actually really bad at closing our games. And then game 2, we were actually all kind of trolling a bit and just like laughing and just trying to essentially we figured that we could have ended the game earlier, but we wanted to practice certain things, so we just used LCS stage since it's actually the most efficient way.
Okay.
So yeah, we were just practicing stuff on stage.
So game 2 was just practice for you.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, in my mind, it felt like we were actually gonna win, no matter what happened. That's just how the game felt the whole time. So I don't know, we were just doing stuff and we still figured we were gonna win. So
Even when they were storming your base and pressuring it and all that stuff?
yeah, no, we actually were laughing all right, what are we doing next, guys? We're just laughing about it. So
Okay. Now, your team is the only one to not have a roster change.
Mm-hmm.
Why is that?
I think we just kind of value having everyone together, and we're all really good friends. We all really like playing with each other. So obviously, there's no reason to change that. We know everyone's capability. We know, people underperform sometimes, but we know what they're capable of and how to bring them back there. So we just have to work to get them back to where they're. So
That situation kind of reminds me of kind of that original C9 roster that existed for so long, and they succeeded, people would say, by the power of friendship. Do you think that that's kind of true for CLG? Are you representative of that whole concept now?
I don't think it's the power of friendship. Obviously, you have to be good at the game to still win. But I feel like all of us have a really good map sense, especially when we're on point. I feel like all of us know exactly what each other want to do. And so once we all reach that point again, it's going to be a lot easier. But obviously right now it's we're doing so many different things at once because we just started playing again together. And honestly, our games on stage were a lot less clean than our practice has been, but hopefully, we'll be able to show it on stage as well.
Yeah. Okay, here's kind of the tougher question. Some might say okay, it's nice that you value consistency, but every other team seems to have. You were a pretty good team at last year, but every other team has put a bunch of effort and imported players and done upgrades and maybe add support staff and all that stuff to try to advance themselves. Is there any concern that if the other teams are investing in or making changes or whatever, and you guys aren't, that you might start to slip behind some of these other guys?
I mean, yeah, that's always a concern, but with our current roster, I still think everyone is good enough to be able to match anyone in North America. So obviously, if there's a clear skill discrepancy between some of our players, but I actually don't think when they're playing well, there is. I think they're actually still the best in their roles, or some of the best in their roles when we're all playing really well as a team and they're playing together, or playing well individually. So I just think we all need to get back there.
So last year was your rookie year. Now you're no longer a rookie. You had a pretty good breakout year. What do you think 2017 will be for you? Where do you think Stixxay will be lauded as an AD carry in North America?
Well, I feel like by the end of 2016, I was kind of considered top 1 or 2 in NA. Some people say I'm best in the West, but I don't know. It's really hard to say because even our games were just G2. That's what people say because they say Sven's best in the West. Oh, we beat G2. Stixxay's better. Yeah. But I don't think it's exactly like that. I think it's I just want to solidify myself as the best in my role in North America. I think people thought that until Arrow and Piglet came, and for some reason people think that they're better than me, but I don't know. I feel like I'm still better than them and can be better than both of them. Yeah. So I just want to solidify that.
You're referencing 2016. There's probably a lot of TSM fans that are saying, wait a second, you're saying you were the best in 2016, arguably? There's another player who has 2017 off maybe, but any thoughts on that?
I mean, obviously, I'm saying towards not necessarily just strictly LCS, but internationally and overall performance. I feel like I was definitely one of top 2 in North America. So I feel like this season I just want to solidify myself as the best. So
nice, very exciting. And you don't have too much concern about Piglet, Arrow, or those guys?
No, because I actually don't think AD carry versus AD carry is actually that important. It just depends on matchups that you're picking, how your team plays around you. So
so you look at this stuff as more it doesn't matter as much how I go lane to lane against Piglet. It's holistically the game and how I'm fitting into the team and all that.
Yeah, because AD carry versus AD carry, it's really not as big of a skill gap as people think. It's mainly dependent on matchups, bot lane, and how your team plays around you. So
I've heard so many people bemoaning the AD carry situation right now. How do you feel about it?
I mean, it's definitely sad to play versus like super tanks like Maokai and Nautilus, and he just walks up, like Nautilus will walk up, push R on me, and I'm just sitting there for 3 seconds, just stunned in the air, and then meanwhile he's tanking my whole team. So it's like it's really lame to play against, and you don't really do damage to them until later on in the game, especially. So or like super early game. So mid game it's really lame to play against that. I definitely don't think it's like as bad as people say, but yeah, it's still pretty. I think the itemization for AD carries is pretty weak compared to like tanks who can just buy armor for super cheap, and there's so many different armor options. So that's probably why they're so weak.
What do you think of the fact that bot lane seems to be getting so much attention in this new 10-ban system?
Well, I think bot lane priority is pretty important right now. It's pretty much you just get like mage support, and then you get Ashe Varus Jhin, one of the utility AD carries, and you try to just make the 6 play bottom. That's what everyone's doing. So I don't know. Pretty much the reason they did that is because Riot is like they put a shield on the top turret, and then mid turret's pretty hard to get in itself. So everyone just goes bottom turret. So literally every single game you're just gonna see everyone fighting bottom, which I don't know. I guess it's fun, but it's pretty lame to play against as a bot laner. So
yeah, I mean, do you wish that that situation was different? I mean, so many people like again, it's like it just seems like a completely different world. We're seeing like MF supports and all that. Is that exciting for you, or is it just like I'm supposed to be the AD carry, go away?
I mean, it's different because sometimes I'm just playing bot lane and I'm like, why am I playing versus Malzahar and Ziggs? Like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like something you have to adapt to. You can't just sit there and be like, oh, this meta's dumb. You just have to play it, and like you have to work with it and try to just do well with all the champions being played. And it's pretty lame right now. Like, bot lane is both teams hit 6, and both bot lanes just throw their R's at each other, and then one of them's gonna die. So it's pretty lame.
I mean, it's nice of you to say you can't just be like, this is dumb. Yeah. But you can also say this is dumb while trying to succeed in it, right?
Yeah, of course. You can complain and be like, I hate this meta, but as long as you're like doing fine, or like not just giving up because, oh, you're playing versus dumb champs or something. Yeah. Like, you still have to play well in it.
Broader or higher level 10-ban pick and ban system, you like it or no?
Yeah, I think it adds a lot more strategy to the game, and you can ban out like certain roles a lot more. So.
Very good. Well, is there anything that you would like to say to any of the CLG fans out there who are excited, nervous, filled with trepidation, eagerness, whatever, for 2017?
Well, hopefully you guys aren't too sad about our first 2 best of 3s in LCS. Hopefully we'll be able to step it up a lot more as the split goes on and make you guys happy. But thank you for all the support.
Very good. Thank you so much for the interview. And for everyone else, you can check out the rest of our coverage of all things League of Legends, esports, and more here at Yahoo Esports. Hey guys, be sure to check out our mini documentary coming out this Wednesday, the 25th of January. It's about scouting grounds, which happen during the off season. We follow a certain player named Deftly. It's really cool. Check it out.